Yo, God did not put you on the earth to do that fucking gay shit. God did not. No,
That's
no.
sinful. That's sinful. That's another man's dance, and you're
Yo, this
giving
guy,
him.
this guy's not gonna preach the Bible and then do the light skin fucking shit. No. You're not gonna do the light skin shit after just preaching the
You did. You
topic.
really came
Get
in
the
here doing
fuck
that.
out of here. This guy's a fake. Get the fuck out of here, man. This guy's licking his lips, fucking rubbing his hands together. What are you, Birdman?
SB, can I pray for you?
I mean,
Oh my god, yo, this is rich.
Yeah.
People call me SB. My bad.
All right, come on. Heavenly Father, I thank you
He's
for my
doing it.
sister, oh God, and I just pray, Father, that you would take her into deeper encounters with you, Father, that you would take her into a deeper relationship with you, that, I feel the Holy, like, I hear God just saying, like, every time relationships have broken your heart in the secret place, so heal it. Father, I thank you that even now, Father, that she's, beginning to encounter and open her heart up to you, oh God. Holy Spirit, I pray that you would just open yourself and make her realize, Father, that you're real. In Jesus Christ's mighty name, I pray. Amen.
This is how I know. Like, this is how the pastors fuck all the women.
He wasn't real.
This is how the pastors in America fuck all the women in the fake
Actually,
churches.
no, yeah, SB didn't say anything about him not being real. Like, or
Who's me?
Yo, who's your famous American pastor, Joel Osteen? This is some Joel Osteen shit. Like, this is some weird shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
This is
I
some
want to tell you,
shit.
Sydney, bro.
Y'all treating these mixed girls like
No. I'm so sorry. Oh God.
Sydney, bro, seek him. No matter
You're
what
not
your
even-
mind says, God isn't real. God is.
Who
Open
banned
up
him?
your hearts. In the
That was
Bible,
me.
it says that God, he resists the
Ain't got
proud,
no time
but
for
he
shit.
gives grace to the humble. So open up your hearts and he'll encounter you. I guarantee.
Amen.
Can
Amen.
you fucking talk?
Amen.
Lucha.
Why? Do you believe like of comfortability or of like?
I just believe just strictly just truth and silence. I truly believe. Even just what I believe. This is just fact. Whatever whatever sexual parts you are born with is who you are. And I see a lot of people say, if what if they have both, gender parts, but you can't self-impregnate.
Well,
So you're either one or the other. And I believe whatever that private part is, that's what bathroom you're supposed to go to.
Jay, I understand that, but I think we can also understand that like genitalia isn't the like sole being of or like contributor to our sex. Like that's not.
Absolutely.
And also,
I
sex
think-
and gender are two different things.
No, yeah, sex and gender are two different things. We get this, but like at the
Okay, so
sorry,
what's the
rude.
difference?
That sounded rude. Sorry, but well, like gender, like for one is like spectrum, right? You can identify as whatever you want.
Gender
And it
is a
means that it's
social
like-
construct.
Well, yes, but like sex also. Well, sex is like rooted in biology, right? But it's still a social construct, but it's rooted in biology. Whereas gender is more of like your identity, right? It's not bounded by your genitalia. Like those are the two differences. The easiest way I can say it. I don't know. But majority of the time, when we talk about the transgender debate and we like up the bathroom debate in it, it's purely like it's honestly majority of the time. I don't know why people are being so disingenuous. People just don't want trans people in women's restrooms, or like vice versa. Well, actually, not really vice versa because nobody cares about trans men, which I think is
Yeah,
stupid.
literally.
But
That was literally
But
what
I-
I was gonna say. No one literally cares what toilet trans men use.
wait, but
just
it's because it's sexism. If you guys really break it down, if you guys really break it down, sorry. If you guys really break,
You go ahead.
I was gonna say it's because it's sexism. If you guys really break it down, the only reason as to why people don't allow or don't want to let trans women into the females' restroom is because they believe that since they're biological male, no matter what, they're going to have this like want for women, or they're just gonna want to like quote unquote attack or like hurt or rape women, which is kind of funny because majority of the time when men, or you bring up the fact that like a patriarchal system, how women are afraid of men because of the oppression that they're subjugated by men, they'll say it's not all men, but then when faced with transgender women, they're saying, oh no, it's all trans women, which doesn't make sense. And then you can also use me. You can also use me as an example. You can also use me as an example as a gay man. I don't necessarily think it's fair that women would feel more comfortable with me, a gay cis man, being in the women's restroom than a trans woman. It makes no sense.
Agreed. That was so agreed.
And also, the reason that trans men are never brought into the conversation,
It's because they're men. That's why.
it's more because people just don't care where we go.
Yeah, but that's because you're a man.
It's because you're a man. Yeah.
It's because at biologically,
Thing.
if you're
Wait,
born
but that's
with
what I mean. It's sexism.
We're still believed
Wait,
to be women.
Wait,
We
but
just don't care where we go.
okay, no, okay, I'm gonna break it down for you, right? It's purely sexism, like I said. They're both two sides of like the same coin. When we're talking about the reason as to why biological men, cis men, don't care about trans men entering the men's restroom is because they don't believe that a biological woman, in this sense, like female to male, can ever harm a cis male. It's literally just fucking sexism. That's all it is. It's literally misogyny. They don't believe that like a biological woman can actually harm them, so they don't give a fuck. But they believe that a trans woman can harm a cis woman.
Okay. So basically, I'd say we agree to disagree. I got another argument. You guys think abortion is murder?
Oh, this argument's played out like no, oh my god.
No, this is
What
like
is your second argument? I swear if it's the Bible.
Yeah, if you're using the Bible, I'm not arguing. I promise you.
I
Nah,
don't think
nah,
abortion
I'll
is
just use
murder.
logic and scientific facts.
Logic is against
But that's
you
like
in
saying
this.
having sex is attempted murder, no?
Yeah, logic is against you in this argument, though. Like that's why majority of the time people who are pro-life are like use the Bible for reference.
I won't use no Bible.
Honestly, I
think that it's
believe.
not.
Honestly, I believe it's not murder. Yeah, abortion.
Well, it's not. Yeah.
Because
But-
it's like before 8 weeks or 9 weeks, it's not classified as living. It's not classified as living. It's classified as an embryo that's not living and doesn't have any living thing whatsoever before 9 weeks.
Well, they
After
also
9
say when you're pregnant not
It's
to
living.
tell anyone until you've gone past 12 weeks because you don't know if you're going to stay pregnant past then. But before then, sorry.
This is just another form of sexism. Like it's only men that care and try and restrict
No,
women's bodies.
literally.
Like
I
it's
feel like
always men that
personally,
are
if
talking
you like
about
don't
this.
have a uterus or you can't get pregnant, then it just shouldn't be a topic that you should be discussing.
Who said that I'm a man?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if you can't,
Nah.
I'm saying in like general, if you do not have a uterus and you cannot get pregnant, then you should be discussing what a woman should be doing with her body.
Who said that I'm a man? That's actually pretty offensive.
Yeah, okay, but you
Well,
just
can
know
you-
you're a
well,
man.
can- well, can
like
you
you're
get pregnant?
presenting as male.
Wait. So they didn't actually say like, oh, they didn't actually say you weren't a man. They were saying if you can't get pregnant, which I believe you can't, right?
Can't get pregnant.
No,
Okay.
I'm basically like,
I'm
when
not
you
trying to
guys
be
think
funny,
life, when you guys
but
think life begins,
It would be funny if he was actually
But
trans.
if you're presenting as a man, then obviously someone's going to call you a man. That's just common sense.
obviously, I'm a man. But when do you guys think life begins?
Huh?
What?
When do you guys think life begins?
Life begins. I believe like
Yeah,
life
when you're
begins
born, I would say.
when you're born.
When you're born? I got a question for you then. Like, say, in Canada and even in America, if I were to go up to a pregnant woman and I would kill her, I would get
So
charged
does a
with
man
double
have the
homicide.
choice
I would get
of
charged with double homicide.
abortion now?
Wait, you would get charged with double homicide. You would get charged with double homicide not because the child is alive, but because you knew that the child the court is saying that the child would have been alive if you did not kill that mother. Wait, no, this is like wait, okay, this is like actually very easy to like understand. So the reason as to why you would be charged with that isn't because the child is quote unquote alive at that time. No, you would be charged with double homicide because you are killing the mother, which in turn would have had the child.
But the child's not alive, so why would it be a person?
Because they're assuming that the child would have been born. That's what the charge is for.
The only thing I hate about this argument, about the whole abortion argument, it's all based on preferences. Because, like, people have different opinions on how, like, when you're born, if it starts in the uterus, when it's, like, conceived, or when it's born. It's all preferences. It's all preferences based. So, there's no, like, it's quite hard to argue. Because it's all preference.
Oh no, yeah, like if you want to keep your baby, and if you don't, then you know.
Yeah, I mean, some people aren't ready for
I
that.
don't know why we're arguing about this.
Yeah, but I'd say, like, I don't think
It's because it's easy.
Because if you think about, right, you say life isn't until the baby is born, but if you even think, like, it don't even have to be strictly 9 months. It could be like 7 or 6 months. If you see videos or
Yeah, but
there's
there's such a big difference with that because clearly the woman that is pregnant wants that child.
Yeah, that's very different.
Yeah, but even if you think like the month 7 of a pregnancy and you see a video of the actual abortion taking place, what's happening? The baby, like sometimes they get an injection and they inject into the baby's spine and then they start
Say it's
seizing.
7 months.
And then when you take it out, the people go in there with a scalpel and then they smash up a body part and then they rip it out and then they smash up another.
The only reason that they would do that.
If he wants to keep it, if he wants to.
You can't get an abortion at 7 months.
The only reason that they would do that at that far in is if it was dead
Well, you can't.
inside.
You can't get an abortion at 7
like,
months.
You can only get abortion after.
Yeah, like you can't get an abortion after like the first, I think it's 2-3 months. You can't get an abortion.
Yeah, before 12 weeks is when you can get an abortion.
And that will only happen if it's already dead inside.
Yeah. The only reason that they would take it out that far in is if it was already dead.
Well, let's say if it was 12 weeks and they still do the same thing.
No one's getting a scalpel, shoving it up your vagina and cutting up a baby's body parts. That's not how an abortion works.
It's like a vacuum, I believe.
honestly, you need to. If you're gonna actually argue about abortion, you actually need to know like how the abortion is done.
Yeah, the abortion topic's stupid. Can we talk about misogyny and how women are still oppressed in the United States?
Yeah. All right. What? How are they oppressed?
Well,
I think
systemically.
a woman has 100%, not but all other requirements as a man.
What do you mean physical capability, and what does that mean?
Like, I'll just be straight up. Like, scientifically and biologically, a woman is not as strong as a man.
Like on average, though. That's but on average.
Yeah.
Right, but I think we can understand that women can still reach these quote unquote strength like measurements, no?
Yeah, and by that same logic, if they can reach that same limit, then how are they limited? And how are they oppressed?
Because we live under a patriarchal society, which gives men primary power and authority.
Well, I think that's just fancy talk for people. Like, a lot of people are blaming the government on their lazy habits. If you
Okay,
think,
I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, right. So let's think analogy, slavery, for instance, right? White people say you're a black slave, and you're a really strong black slave. You're really strong, but since you're still subjugated to the atrocities of slavery, you wouldn't necessarily have the same rights as the white man, would you not?
I mean, but there's a different thing between slavery and just being an American.
What are you talking? I'm talking about a social system.
Okay.
A patriarchy is a social system in which men hold primary power and authority over women. That's what we're talking about. It's a patriarchal system. We can see this, and like this is facts, by the way. Like, it's evident in like the masculine norms and values that we see that are associated in institutional laws and cultural norms. All of this is just done as a way to reinforce male dominance. And historically, like, patriarchy has just enabled systemic oppression for women. Like, for example, some contemporary issues that women are still affected by are the pay gap, violence against women, limited representation, reproductive rights, and human trafficking.
The pay gap. Let's go. Why do you think that women, why do you think the pay gap is still a thing that's enforced today? Or like, why do you think it's true?
So I think there's actually no reasoning for the pay gap being enforced today. Men and women both equally work these hard labor jobs and these easy labor jobs. So it's like there's no reason as to why we should have a pay gap, actually.
No, I'm basically saying, why do you think that the pay gap is like? Because I believe it's not a real thing.
Well, it is a real thing.
It is a real. Wait. Why do you believe it's not a real thing?
I don't believe that it's a real thing because I think that some people they're like. I'll just give you an example, right? I see a lot of people, they're in front of the White House and they hold these signs or like, let these people in, let these rights need to be enforced. But their life is basically on a low level. So what are they going to do? They're going to complain. They're going to say, man, I know I'm on a couch eating potato chips all day, but if this law would be enforced, then my life would be so much better, man. Instead of going to college and actually working and getting a degree as a woman so I could get paid more, nah, my work, this dude, he gets paid 17, I get paid 16.
Okay.
I think that was a terrible analogy, but like you're basing all of it, well, because it didn't really make sense. You gave me this false analogy of women not working, so they're complaining about not getting paid the same amount as men, which just isn't true. Majority of the time, we talk about this pay gap because in reality, just like how you were saying, pointing to facts, women earn approximately 84 cents for every dollar earned by a man. This is evident in our society, and we can see this happen all the time. So I don't really know. I think. Oh, okay, bye. I love you. I think it's important to understand that we're not arguing feelings, we're arguing facts, and the facts would be against you in this.
Give me a fact.
I just told you, like, the women get paid 84 cents for every dollar a man makes.
But that, like, in the same exact field, same exact everything. And I even think, like,
no, it's the same exact.
Even I think with your argument, I think that men are just more capable.
That doesn't mean that they should be making more because women can still do the that same job and hard labor that men do. Even if they're more capable, or if they finish the job faster, women are still capable of finishing said job.
Look,
It's not.
I'm gonna give you an example, right? Say you work at a pizza place, right? And your coworker is a dude. He's working hard. He's getting in that work. You know what I'm saying? He's closing the place early, make sure everything's sweet, clean, making sure the people get their pizzas on time. And then the girl, you know what she's doing? She's like lollygagging around, and I serve this. I'm gonna close. The man is getting paid more because he has more, not only physical ability but mental strength, and that's why he gets paid more. I don't.
What do you mean mental strength? Wait, hold up. Like I said, these false analogies. You're giving me like a made up analogy of a man doing the work and then a woman who's doing nothing. In reality, I can just hit you back with the same thing, saying that what if there's a woman who's doing her job and the man is just lollygagging in the background, not doing shit? Why is he still getting paid more?
Give me an example of where that's true.
But you didn't give me an example of yours. You literally gave me your claim, but no burden of proof of it. Like, that's what I mean. Like, see how stupid the argument is? Because you asked me for a claim, but, like, I can't bring one up because that was how stupid and fabricated yours was.
Yeah, but I want to tell you, man, don't let the woke and these ideologies try to change your mind. I want to tell you that
what
Jesus
are we talking
Christ,
about?
he said that he's the way. Jesus Christ said that he's the truth, he's the life, man. I'm smiling and all this because I want to tell you, bro, all these things that the media and stuff like that is pushing, bro, they're trying to keep you locked at a level to where you always have to fight. Man, what's this next
women are systematically oppressed.
I'm gonna tell you, bro.
Women are systematically oppressed.
He doesn't want you to live this low life. He's calling you liar.
Wait, okay, right, but like, do you believe that like Jesus is in favor of traditional lifestyles? Like
So
a trad marriage, like traditional marriage, right?
Of course.
So, do you know that like men domestically abuse their wives in said traditional marriages?
What's the percentage of that?
I actually let me see if I can find a picture because I actually did have evidence on this. Let me see if I can find it. But the percentage, essentially like the number that I remember was 84% of domestic violence.
I'll look it up right now. I just looked up what percent of marriages husbands beat their wife.
Oh my god. Domestic violence against women.
It says 28% of marriages, and then out of that 28, only 14%. So basically 14%. So like 1.5 out of every 10, or like 2 out of every 10.
2 out of every 20. Like, are we being for real on this?
Yeah.
Okay, so family and domestic violence is a common problem in the United States, affecting an estimated 10,000 million people every year. As many as 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men are victims of domestic violence. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, so like I was saying, my thing has 28, but you said like 20, basically 25. So.
Wait, mine is like a .gov. It's peer reviewed.
Yeah.
And this is like last updated April 9th, 2023. I don't know.
Yeah, mine is Section 8 for domestic violence. For the office victims of crime. But yeah, bro. Yeah, I think it's a very bad thing, but I think that regular marriage is needed because, I saw this statistic. I think it was either 2030. I think it was 2030 or 2050. It says 50% of women will be childless and husbandless. And I think this is very because as a nation, we need people that are further our environment, that will further these certain things. And I feel like certain ideologies that you're pushing is hindering our society.
That I'm pushing, as in like women being oppressed in our society? That's just like everybody knows this.
I'd say it.
Like you don't believe that women are systemically oppressed in our society?
I mean,
That you just don't.
let's just look at this, right? Anything that you say, there's gonna be a percentage that's right. You know, like say if, you know.
Wait, just like answer the question. It's like yes or no. Like, do you believe that women are systemically oppressed in our society?
No, but I would say it's not 0%.
But wait, okay, if it's not 0%, then it's not a no.
It's a no. I appreciate you, bro, but you know what I'm saying? I'm about to head out.
God.
See, what y'all say y'all married? So,
You know, my
so,
man is
let,
so
so,
but like he's so slow.
so let me tell y'all. Do y'all believe in Jesus?
Do y'all believe in Jesus? Do you believe in Jesus?
Yes.
So, are you living for
Are
Jesus
you
or
living
for the
for
devil?
Jesus or the devil?
Yeah, what I think. Yeah, what I think my brother was trying to say.
Jared.
Yeah.
So if you live with Jesus Christ, why you cussing?
Why you cussing? Ain't no way.
Y'all cussing?
Y'all cussing?
Well, based off my interpretations of the Bible, that's not what they meant by cursing.
Well,
I'm going to bed. Good night.
Yeah. Well, my brother was trying to say, he was trying to ask you guys, do you think you're gonna go to heaven or go to hell?
Can I see your eyes? Look, it's nice.
I ain't gonna lie. What the fuck happened? Like, this is what y'all turn into? I could have told that I was gonna happen.
You want to hear the good word?
You said what?
I don't know. I don't know about this one.
Which one?
Which one is
Yo, Blanco.
Yo.
I know you like my son Maya. Stop playing. You literally kicked out 2 niggas.
Nah, I ain't kick out Maya.
Why you kicked them out?
Cause y'all ain't, bro. I already know what it was about to be, bro. I've been in. Come on now.
What was it gonna be about?
I'm a yubo vet.
What was it?
No, I wasn't. I really had y'all on low and on mute, so I could lock it in my game and come back to y'all privately.
Yo, you're not fucked
Y'all
up.
mad distracting.
pretty much.
You mad fucked up.
Mad distracting. I'm not fucked up. Y'all over here just talking shit about me this whole time.
What?
Exactly. You said you had it low.
He just said he was gonna be a fucking loser.
I'm talking about prior to that. Oh, so y'all kept talking shit. That's crazy.
This was not talking shit about you. I would never do that.
I would.
Yo, ET, chill out, bro. Like, chill out, bro. You keep saying, let me in, I see, bro. Chill out, bro. Like, it can't be that. I already know, bro. We gotta stop cussing. It's like, bro, he about to start preaching, bro. I don't take him away from that, but right now it's not the time, man.
No, we need to speak about marriage right now. Right now.
Bro, please. Let's not.
I have a question. Blanco, you ever see yourself get married?
Yeah, I see myself get married. I do,
You ever
though.
see yourself having kids?
Of course. Bro, my parents are still together since they was like together with me forever. Like, so of course I want to be just like them.
Oh, he said together forever. He is definitely Randy.
Can you stop saying that?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. You gonna have to stop. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. Stop saying I'm Randy. I'm this and that, nigga. I'm me.
Yeah.
I'm definitely. I'm not. Never been a Randy.
Period.
Fuck, I look like.
Fuck shit. Look at shit.
Nah.
No. Oh my God,
God,
Maya.
I never thought it would come to this.
Together forever?
Bro.
You remember? Together forever?
Oh, forever together. You're gay for that.
That was so gay. That was me, my ex-boyfriend's phrase. Every time we used to say together forever, forever together.
That's what like
Over. Turn up.
That was my man. He broke my heart.
Yo, we gotta eat these shit before them shit expire.
Yo, is that my bro? Yo, what's up, my nigga?
Yo, ¿qué lo que?
Yo, get okay.
Yo, you never pulled up that night, bro. We were waiting for you, gang.
Where?
One night.
Bro, we all went to Pot Taco.
When was
Nigga,
that?
what are you
I
talking
wasn't
about?
invited.
I did go.
I said we told you to pull up with your mans and everything.
I was not invited. I was not. There was no text message on this way.
Huh? Nah, we did, but it was to pick something up, but Bro, I better book that.
What is that?
Androgano. Woo! You want some, baby? You're not eating that now? It's,
What is that?
that's some shit that they gave us. Eliani's boyfriend, and they gave it to us. Yeah, I still have it. That's like weed. That's like dummy THC type shit.
Oh,
It's an edible. Yeah, my girl says it's an edible. Androgano.
Yo, y'all cannot lie. That shit not funny. Yo, that is mood.
My little friend not talking to me. Nothing is funny right now. Like,
Androgano.
Come on, a little.
Big man, Fast and Furious.
Who you laughing at over there, bro? Come on, phone. I don't know who that is. If you probably show it to me, I probably would know, but I don't know gay couple on Instagram. Nah, they won't even know what's a couple.
There's a lot of gay people.
Cowboy?
There's a lot of gay people. Listen,
I
I'm
might not know.
sad. I'm so sad. Everybody has light in their house. They got water.
You got no light and water in your crib?
They literally, my whole town literally just stopped. Like everything is dark. Like it's a blackout.
Bro, she talking about these two niggas.
Oh.
okay,
well, let's just video
that.
They gays as hell. Just say it. I'm crying.
Everybody's like,
Yeah, I seen that. That nigga be acting like he be shooting mad gum.
so cute. Like, how did you know?
Alright, you got that. The funny thing is when they be making their fucking drinks. Yo, Taco. This weekend. Bro.
Oh, me perdiste ahí.
Yo, Hamlet, I had it. Oh, yes.
Why are we going 46?
Yes, you're right, yes.
What?
This weekend's gonna be lit. I'm not even Puerto Rican, but I'm on the parade.
Isn't it Puerto Rican parade?
Sunday. Oh, in New York.
We outside.
Well, I have to be on the parade regardless. I gotta be on that goddamn freaking float. But after that, what's up with the eats? After that, what's up? Wanna go out? How we do? You going on to eat a Brooklyn?
That sounds lit.
Nothing makes me more happy than weed. Why you say it like that?
Yo, he is geeking.
Manín, se pueden llevar el romo. Se pueden llevar todo, pero se pueden llevar hasta las mujeres, la pueden llevar, pero no llevar. Como dice Bob Esponja, imaginación. Usted salga de su casa, tráete a tu marido.
8 wristbands. That's honestly more than I've ever had in my life.
This little boy got one more time to fucking stand, let me in or invite me, and I swear I'm.
That's why you're trying to
No,
leave.
he kept ignoring me and like talking like you guys are talking together. Like that's why I left.
Wait, who was ignoring you? Oh,
I'll be like I said.
I'm sorry for not giving you attention, baby girl. I'm sorry.
Anyway, like I was saying, you asked me why I was calling you gay, and like let me explain myself why I was calling you gay.
All right.
I was calling you gay because I'm in the comments. You're over here trying to argue with me in the comments, and there's hella niggas on the panel. You're not trying to argue with other niggas on the panel, which is me and 10-7. Like why you
So how does that make
with
them
us and not them?
How does that make them? I'm arguing. I was arguing in the comments, make me gay. Yeah, Augie was
Because you're
literally
arguing with females. You're arguing with females, and there's hella niggas on the panel. And as soon as
he was arguing with both.
got something right or something like that,
Yeah.
you want to dick ride the fuck behind him. Like that's weird.
I was arguing with the dudes too. What are you talking about?
He was barely saying anything to them. It was mainly Jelani and the other two that were talking. You wasn't really talking or anything like that.
Okay, I'm sure you listen. I know that you like.
I don't even know how you look like.
Okay.
What you
Yeah,
talking
I know.
about?
You're right. You fell in love without love.
I didn't.
Love, you know,
I
love
won't.
is blind. That exists.
I won't. Ron, take another one. They're taking some.
Yo, and then she woke up. And I was like, oh shit, I think I'm being too loud.
But yeah, bitch, you were literally like.
But in her defense, on a regular day, usually I don't wake up. Like, I mean it. She does not wake up at all, bro. I'm in love, like a rock. I'm in hibernation. Fucking Annie. Drink that cucumber.
Bitch, that cucumba, bitch, don't play. That shit almost came right back up. Fucking gross.
Yeah, Trent knows about that.
Cucumba.
That's why I stopped drinking it.